Okay, so I just listened to Bronzebird's breakdown of gas prices and things like that. Excellent video. Go check it out. A lot of great valid points in his video about them pushing electric cars. This is the thing about electric cars, though. Electric cars, if eventually it's going to get to the point where those prices, because how do you think that the electric company fuels, you know, the cities, your houses and things like that? What kind of energy do you think it takes to fuel your home, fuel your, what it's going to take to fuel your car, right? Eventually those charging stations they're going to go up just like gas prices, because I remember when gas prices used to be 25 cents a gallon. I was maybe 4 or 5 years old when it was 25 cents a gallon. Yeah, those fuel prices are going to go up. Unless you have solar panels on your house and they're restricting people from having solar, you have to be tapped into the grid with your solar. And if you're tapped into the grid, how hard would it be to kill your whole system if you're already tapped into the grid? That's another thing to think about. So in Vegas, you have to tap in, unless you're remote, you're out somewhere, you have a homestead, and you have solar panels that are off the grid. Most likely, if you put solar panels on your home, at any given time, they can take your whole solar system out being on the grid. Those are the facts. I remember there was a video that, what is his name? Oh my God, he played in As Good as It Gets. What is his name? I can't think of his name. But anyways, he had I think it was a Monte Carlo, and it was a hydrogen powered Monte Carlo. Monte Carlo was eight cylinders, right? I don't know how many horsepower, but a big car or a powerful car. And God, what is his name? I'm going to look it up. Just a minute. And he was pushing these hydrogen powered cars. He had his own in the early 1960s, right? Early 70s. Hold on. Just a minute. Oh, Jack Nicholson. That's who it is. Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson. Let me see if it's still on YouTube, because it used to be. And if I can find it. Let me see. Oops, can't type. Okay, Jack Nicholson's hydrogen car, 1978. Sorry, I thought it was earlier. Thought it was 1968. 1978. Let me see.
Find the right home and the right financing solution.
Commercials to go through, because I don't want to. And it was on CBS. Let's see. Let's see if you can listen.
Jack Nicholson, what's he doing on our show?
Well, he's been dying to get on Marketplace. He phones up every week, and tonight, believe it or not, he's selling a potential pollution-free fuel for our cars.
Wouldn't it be great if someone came up with a cheaper fuel of limitless supply? Well, in California, some businessmen claim they have. Let's hear their story. One of the people with money in it is pretty well known to most of us.
It's Jack Nicholson, all right. And the car he's driving is unique. It's a standard Chev with a standard engine, but what makes it unique is there's no gasoline in the car. It's running on hydrogen, and the hydrogen was produced by solar power. And this is the first demonstration.
Just like a standard Chevy, and I backed it up because, the last time the automotive industry tried to destroy an independent industrialist, they said a Tucker wouldn't back up. Remember that? Yeah.
going to be
So I
harder
think
to
it's
put
a
this
Chevy,
car
not a
down.
Monte Carlo.
This hydrogen-powered vehicle did back up and it went forward.
But it's still a
And this
V8.
was last week in California. And the news cameramen were more intent on the car than they were on Mr. Nicholson. An engineer explained how it worked.
The gasoline facilities out of this car. They are not there anymore.
I'm not going to play this whole
line
clip.
goes into a
However,
carburetor.
you
Now
get
this-
the point. Look up Jack Nicholson's hydrogen-powered car, 1978, on CBS. The thing is that every single person in America or all over the globe can't do the same type of fuel system cars. That's one thing. Eventually, yeah, if you had solar panels on your car and could actually, as you're driving, charge your car, maybe so. How can it be created? Oh, most definitely. Will it get created? No, because it's all about dependency. It's about creating a nation of people who are dependent on one fuel source or another. It could be renewable fuel, right? But you're gonna, hold on one second. Hey! I hate when she does that. But you're gonna be dependent on whatever fuel source that is presented to you. So right now it's fossil fuel. We're dependent on fossil fuel, and we're paying through the nose for fossil fuel. Eventually, hey! Stop! Eventually, even if you get to the point of having hydrogen-powered cars, and there were different mechanism systems, like a cooling system for a house, run on hydrogen power. It didn't need to be filled back up. It was a hydrogen type of power that would never had to be, maintained every so often. However, it didn't have to keep getting filled up to cool your house. There's been so many different forms of energy and power that have been produced since the early 1960s, okay? We've never jumped on board. Why all of a sudden we're jumping on board when it comes to electric cars? Why is it that they're forcing people to buy brand new cars in a very short amount of period of time? Why wasn't this? Yeah, people were buying Teslas, but Tesla's the only one that was really making solar powered cars, right? Or not solar powered, but electric cars, right? So yeah, a few companies have jumped on board, and that's the reason why people aren't buy hybrid cars. The reason why they buy the hybrid cars is because when there's no charging station and you're going 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000 miles, you want to be able to fill up another fuel source, gasoline, to get where you want to go without having to stop and take 6 hours to charge your car. That's why hybrids are so, is a hot commodity, right? Because you can do both. But you can't travel long distances on solar power, on electric cars without having to stop and fuel up somewhere. And what do you think the cost of fueling up, if there's a lot of different cars that are electric or solar powered, right? Not solar powered, electric charged cars. You're going to be sitting there and you're going to be paying through the nose there too. So we're not being told the full truth. Let me just say that. Am I about people getting off of fossil fuel? For sure. But are we there yet? No. Can everybody afford a $60,000 to $100,000 car? No. Even if they got down into the price range of $30,000 or so, right? How long would it take people, especially in this economy, to save up the kind of money it takes, or even to get financed for the kind of that type of car? Like, this is a very big purchase, and everybody can't be purchasing at the same time. So, well, for sure, our government has never been looking out for us. Let me just say that. They've never been looking out for us, because it's been since the 1960s and 70s when they could have been doing shit and they never did. Now all of a sudden we're worried about global warming. We weren't worried about global warming back then. You think global warming wasn't happening back then with V8 cars? Do you think it wasn't happening? So, anyways, I wanted to touch on that, but go listen to Bronzebird's breakdown because I think it's a lot more than just cars. I think it's an actual structure. It's a whole breakdown, and him saying that relying on public transportation, I agreed with him 100% on those points. I think that they want people to be reliant because you can control everybody, their jobs, their wage, their life, their quality of life, if you get them all dependent. Those are the facts.